Welcome to our Mr. Hilarious channel. Get ready to feel the thrill with scary stories and mysteries that will get your heart racing. Don't forget to subscribe for more horror stories. Franklin High School in New Jersey has a gripping story that is still a hot topic of conversation. The school's auditorium is known to be haunted by students and staff, mainly because of the ghost of a former music teacher. According to the story, the music teacher died suddenly at the school, and his spirit is believed to still haunt the place. Many students have reported hearing the sound of a piano playing by itself at night, even though the room is empty. Even creepier, some eyewitnesses claim to have seen a shadowy male figure on stage with a blank stare before disappearing without a trace. The story gets even darker with the confessions of the cleaning staff working in the auditorium. Some of them claim to have seen chairs in the auditorium move on their own while they were cleaning the room. This happened so often that some staff refused to work overtime in the area. The cold and tense atmosphere in the auditorium adds a sense of dread for anyone who is there alone. The myth goes that the spirit of the music teacher has not been able to rest because of the deep memories that bind him to the place. Some people believe that he returned to play his last piece of music, or perhaps to guard the art space that was once an important part of his life. This story has increasingly become an urban legend told through generations at Franklin High School. To date, there is no logical explanation for this story. For some, the Franklin High Auditorium is just another room. But for those who believe, this place is a silent witness to an unseen presence. Would you dare spend a night alone in this auditorium? This story continues to haunt the minds of anyone who hears it, making Franklin High one of the creepiest schools in New Jersey. Columbine High School in Colorado witnessed one of the most heartbreaking tragedies in U.S. history. On April 20, 1999, two students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klobold, went on a brutal shooting spree that killed 12 students and one teacher, and injured many others before they committed suicide. This tragedy left deep wounds not only felt by the families of the victims, but also by the entire school community and the world. Since the horrific incident, Columbine High School has become known as a place with many spooky stories. Students and staff have reported strange occurrences in the hallways and classrooms. Footsteps are often heard in empty hallways, doors open and close on their own without anyone present, and faint cries are heard from the library area, the main location of the tragedy. Some witnesses even claim to see black shadows appearing in dark corners of the school, only to disappear as if they never existed. Many believe that these supernatural occurrences are the result of traumatic energy left behind in the school. The fear, grief, and anger from the tragedy are believed to have created a tense atmosphere that is difficult to explain. Not a few feel that the spirits of the victims are still trapped in the place, seeking the tranquility that they hardly found after their tragic deaths. These stories continue to haunt Columbine High School, adding a sense of haunting to a place already shrouded in deep sorrow. To this day, Columbine High School remains a symbol of tragedy and a reminder of the importance of school violence awareness. However, behind all that, the mystical aura surrounding the school continues to be a topic of conversation. Whether it is truly a trace of the dark events of the past, or just a shadow of the collective fear, no one knows for sure. One thing is clear, this story will always live on, becoming a part of history that cannot be forgotten. Tatnall School, an institution that dates back to the early 20th century, has a long history that is not only full of achievements, but also creepy stories. One such dark story centers on the school's underground passageway that was used as a refuge during World War II. It was here that tragedy struck. A group of children were killed by a fire that consumed part of the old school building. Since then, these passageways have not only borne witness to history, but also hold an eerie aura that continues to be felt today. Horror stories about Tatnall School began to emerge from the experiences of staff and students. Many claim to hear the sound of small footsteps and children's laughter in the dark hallways, especially when the school was quiet. The night watchman also reported seeing shadows of children running down the hall. However, whenever they try to chase, the shadows disappear without a trace, leaving a sense of dread that is not easily forgotten. The creepiest things happen in the underground area, which is now closed to the public. Some people say they hear sounds like children playing skipping rope, complete with the distinctive rhythm of their game songs. Although the place has long been empty, the sounds seem to echo from the past, calling out to anyone brave enough to go down there. Tatnall School, with its dark underground passages and tragic history, has been the source of creepy stories that have been told for generations. Are these really the restless spirits of the fire victims, or just illusions created out of collective fear? No one knows for sure. However, one thing is clear: the shadows and voices continue to haunt anyone who dares to step too close to the school's dark hallways.